Hello everyone, I am Erika of the storytellingjuveler.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly Friday afternoon live beading class to make sure that no one has to spend the time alone, even if we are not allowed to go to bead shops, bead shows, or they might not happen at all. So I am waiting for you every Friday today with the Zenobia earrings that are the finishing piece of my Raw to Pro and 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐄 series of lessons in the Seed Beads and More group. I am very happy to see your comment. Kata says that she can hear me and see me. And you know, like, even if I'm doing this already, like, I have a weekly broadcast called Coffee Time with Erika every Tuesday. It's like a beady talk show, and it's going on already since January. And then in March, when we went into lockdown, then I started to do No One Has to Bead Alone. So we are at over 120 broadcasts this year, but I'm still, every single time, I'm so nervous that something will go wrong. I am very lucky to have an IT guy in-house. Also, he makes nice coffee, and always when I'm late, like, you know, I always try to plan ahead and be early. However, whatever I do, I tend to finish last minute, and he's just so sweet. He always makes me coffee, and he brings me some nuts to get some energy. So yeah, I'm very happy that it seems it's all right today. No sound problems. I hope also the cameras will be all right. I'm really, really looking forward to today's class, and I will miss the big group so much. I got used to, like, broadcasting at two places at the same time. By the way, those of you who are watching in the Seed Beads and More group, you might want to enable my program to see your names. Otherwise, I see you only as a Facebook user, and that's not personal at all. I like to say, like, hello Maria, and hello Susie, and Mektab, and Cheryl, and Frida, and Eleanor, and Alice, and Martina, and Susan, and Corinne, and Cheryl, and Sherry, and Mariella, and Tanya, Palak, and everyone. So if you want, then please enable my program to see your name. Otherwise, if you don't do that, then I see you as Facebook user. There's nothing wrong with it, but I like it when we can get personal. Oh, and I see well wishes going out to Tanya. Tanya, I really hope that you will get well soon. I saw your post today. I'm wishing you speedy recovery. Oh, so, oh, Corinne also feels down a little bit. She doesn't feel good. Corinne, speedy recovery to you. Thanks for showing up, both of you. You are so sweet, ladies. So wishing you speedy recovery, all the positive vibes going out to you. So today we are going to bead the Zenobia earrings. I put them, my finished pieces already put away. I'm collecting my pieces and putting them from one to another. Like in one, there were the pieces which were waiting to be illustrated, and the instructions waiting in line. So I had this container for those, and that is now empty, and I have a container for the pieces that already have the tutorial and everything. So here are my Zenobia earrings, and well, some of you already beaded it. I know, I saw some finished pieces already, also from Tanya. So what are we going to do today? Sorry, just need a sip of coffee. And Laura, Zdenka, welcome. Anna, Katie. So, this is the peak of our Raw Crow Pro month. We became beady architects. And after doing 2D shapes with right angle weave, then beading basic houses like square shape, cube-shaped houses with cubic right angle weave, we got to prismatic right angle weave. So we had the Sabina earrings, or like Sabina beaded bead, what you can make into earrings or a necklace or bracelet or whatever you want, earlier this week on Monday. And yeah, that was basic prismatic right angle weave. However, you can do so much more with prismatic right angle weave. For example, you can bezel cabochons. And at this point, I would also like to say a big thank you to everyone who signed up for my Estrella class, where we indeed bezel cabochons in a different way with prismatic right angle weave. And I just announced the class yesterday, and most of the spots are already gone for both dates, especially for the 5th of December. So I want to say a huge thank you to everyone. You are amazing. Thank you so much. So that's another type of prismatic right angle weave bezeling, but with the Zenobia, we will do, another type, and then we combine it actually with right angle weave for decorations. And I see there was a question. Shirley, hello. Shirley says, Erika, I have a question. I have some vintage 10mm chatons. Will I be able to use them? Shirley, very possibly, actually, yes. However, when you change a bead shape or when you change a size, then you will need to do your experimentation a little bit. So if it's a 10mm chaton, I would recommend to try the bezel with 1 more unit. So instead of beading 11 units, try it with 12 units, please. But I can't say for 100% that, yes, of course, surely it will work out, unless I would try it. And yeah, so all eyes on you, Shirley, to try it for us also. And let us know, please, how does it go with the 10mm chaton. And also, oh, hello, Teresa and Gabriella, Liv, Nicolene. Nicolene is asking, are 8mm chatons the same as, the Rivoli is the same as 8mm chatons? So they are not the same. The chatons, they have a pointier end. The Rivolis are more flat. However, in this case, they should both work. So it should be all right for you if you have chatons only. So thank you, Shirley. I always freak out when there is a question like, can I change this or that? Like, I think you can, but yeah, you need to try it. And please let us know how does it go. Is Anita with us, by the way, or admin in the Seed Beads and More group? I see Sherstin also. Hello, Sherstin. So, shall we get started? By the way, I will have more news at the end of the broadcast for those of you who are in boho chic mood. So stay until the end. And Gail is asking if there are written instructions for the Zenobia earrings. Yes, there are always printable files available. So if you are a member of the Seed Beads and More group, then you can find them there. Or I am collecting actually all the printable files at one place. It's very easy to find them. If you navigate to the storytellingjeweler.com / no one has to be alone / then you will find everything at one place. Also, for example, if you are bored and you feel like, I would like to bead with Erika and all the ladies, even if it's a recording and not live, then you will also find all the previous videos there. I have to update the ones from this past month. You can imagine that I hope you understand that I was a bit overwhelmed. I think I broke my personal record by drawing 12 tutorials this past month, and a lot of other stuff also, what was not published yet. So yeah, I could not update the links for the newest videos from October, but everything else from March until September, it's already linked there on the page. So it's also good to remember for that reason. The storytellingjuveler.com/no one has to bead alone / so yeah, you can find the instructions there. I get easily distracted. And start talking about lots of stuff. I think you might have noticed it. And Joanna is here, and Cheryl is here. So, ladies, should we do a quick material check to see if everyone has everything, including me? And by the way, I would like to apologize. There was a mistake in the original file, but I tried to let you know, like everyone in my group and in the Seed Beads and More group yesterday, so I hope that you are prepared. So let's see. You will need FIRELINE, of course. My favorite FIRELINE is this one. I have this big spool of FIRELINE for the first time in my life. So yeah, but it's like 4LB or 0.12 millimeter FIRELINE, and I just love the black satin. Also for my embroidery pieces, by the way. And then you will need a beading needle, of course. And if you are making Zenobia into earrings, then you need earring hooks. But you can also just join a couple of motifs into a bracelet or make it into a cute little pendant. It's actually, I think, a very nice piece also for a little girl. If you are looking for a present for a little girl. Oh, and it would look good as a choker, I think. Just right under your neck. And you will need 2 millimeter round pearls. You will need MIYUKI DELICA beads, number 11. You will need number 15 and number 11 round seed beads MIYUKI. In the structure itself, you need only number 11s, and then I use number 15s for the drop and for the earring hook. So that's not absolutely necessary. You will also need an 8 millimeter RIVOLI for the middle, or chaton actually. And let's see if bigger works also. Shirley will let us know. Then you will also need true-to beads. I stick to true-to beads because that's how I tested the tutorial, but actually Anita or admin said that she tried the motif with 2 millimeter pearls instead of true-to beads, so it should be okay. And yeah, if you want, you can hang a drop or a tassel at the bottom. I like tassels. And the thing what I forgot from the original file, but I hope you have it, it's the 3 millimeter fire polished beads. So please let me know if you have everything. I am already prepared with my thread and my needle, and I am looking forward to start beading. And Elżbieta joined us, and Donna says, I can now thread needles now that I'm using 4LB. It's awesome. Oh, that's so nice, Donna. I really like 4LB. I think it's strong enough and also thin, so it's great. And hello, Roddy. So, ladies, let me know how are you doing. If we can start, please let me know if you have the 3 millimeter fire polished beads. I'm a bit Yeah, worried, but I hope everything is all right. I'm just arranging my second camera, as I like to show also my hands, and lately I kind of started to like it actually. So let's see. Okay, 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂 is ready. Teresa is ready. I see that 93 of you are watching together from my page and together the Seed Beads and More group. There are 93 of you, so 95 now. So I have to get like 95 pieces of yes, I'm ready before we could continue. I will be counting. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we can't start. We can't start until you don't say that you are ready. I will wait for the 94 answers, of course. Okay. I'm joking, but I want to make sure that you are all set. And Connie is here. And someone from Santa Fe, New Mexico, Alice, Sarah, Marielle. Mariella already made Zenobia today. Lucka, Kata is ready, Susan is ready, Sherry is ready, Frida, Corina is just laughing. Doris, Cheryl, Nicolene is not ready. Norita, hello, Viveka, Anita, Gail, Marianske. Cheryl started without us. Sandra is ready. Okay, then let's get started. This is my beading mat. I will hide the starting screen, and let's go to step number 1. So, how prismatic right angle weave differs from cubic right angle weave. So while cubic right angle weave always has 4 walls, then prismatic right angle weave can have any number of walls. So actually cubic right angle weave is 4, we mark it like 4-pro, so it's also a form of pro, but pro can have 3 walls, as in the case of Zenobia, or have 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever. So in this case, Zenobia, we will start Zenobia with creating a 3-pro tube where the floor beads and the ceiling beads, they will be number 11 seed beads, and the side beads, they will always be the 3mm fire polished beads. And I hate looking at my beading mat from the second camera, because it looks like so much uglier than in real life, that every little piece of like dirt, it shows up huge. It's not that dirty in real life. So anyway, I start by picking up my floor beads for the first unit. So I picked up 3 pieces of, sorry, arranging my lamps so you see it better. So I start by picking up 3 pieces of number 11 seed beads. And you can either right away tie a knot between the working end and the tail. I like to leave a tail of about 10-12 centimeters, or like 5-6 inches, or instead of tying a knot right away, I bead through all of my floor beads one more time, and resolution, Susie says. Better, I can have better resolution actually. So one more time, and then I tie a knot. Just a moment, I want to check on the resolution of both of my cameras, actually. Thank you so much for mentioning it, Susie. So now I switched to higher resolution. Even more dirt is visible on my beading mat. However, it should be so sharper, so I don't care. This mad coffee drinking, dirty bead mat beading girl. I don't care what else. Important is that we are together and having fun. So, and then when I have the floor beads of the 3 number 11 seed beads, then I bead. Okay. I'm talking and forgetting to tie a knot. So I bead one more time through the first bead that I have added, and now I am creating the 3 walls of my first unit. I'm exiting a number 11 floor bead. I pick up a 3mm fire polished bead for the side, another number 11 for the ceiling, and another fire polished for the second wall, second side bead. I bead one more time through the original number 11. I like to retrace my thread path. And then after the original floor bead, I also bead through the next floor bead to get in position for the next wall. I pick up a number 3mm fire polished for the side bead. I pick up a number 11 seed bead for the ceiling, and I bead through the previous side bead and the floor bead again. And today I am not going to repeat actually the thread passes, and let's see if it will be strong enough. And Cheryl is asking, do we get bonus points for using the dirt on our own bead mats? You get bonus points if you take a picture of the dirt on your bead mat and post it in the group afterward to make me feel better. So after adding, I'm hiding this. So I added the second wall already, and then Alice wants to get closer to the work. Yeah, totally. I can lower my webcam. You will see even more dirt, I think. Okay, Susie says that she has coffee stains on her. I'm very happy to hear that. Sorry, not that I am evil, that you have coffee stains, but it makes me feel better. So this is my first pro unit. As you can see, there are 3 number 11 seed beads at the bottom, then 3mm fire polished beads for the sides, and then again 3 pieces of number 11 seed beads for the ceiling. So in this case, the walls are kind of rectangular, as the ceiling beads and the wall beads are not the same. For the third wall, I just needed to fill in a number 11 at the top, since I am using the first side bead of the first wall as the side bead of the third wall too. And then I bead up and I connect all the ceiling beads to each other. And Tanya says, I have Bernese mountain hair all the time, but in fact, these are glitters. So true. And Dodi has these days. Thank you, Dodi. It makes me feel very good. And Kata says, for once mine is clean, but just because it's brand new. And fellow beader Facebook user says, everyone who uses smoke FIRELINE has the residue of the FIRELINE that looks like dirt. Don't feel bad. Thank you so much for giving actually an explanation. I am still using up my old smoke gray FIRELINE. I want to switch completely to the black satin. I'm actually very curious how long will it last, the big spool that I showed you at the beginning. But yeah, for a long time I was using, and I am still using up the smoke gray FIRELINE. So now that I created my first unit of Pro and I connected all the sealing beads, the sealing beads of the first unit, they will become the floor beads of the next Pro unit. So I am exiting a number 11 sealing / floor bead. I picked up a fire polished bead, a number 11 seed bead, and another fire polished bead. And then I bead through the seed bead that I was exiting at the beginning, and also through the next one to build the second wall. And I will just continue in the same way as with the first unit, adding fire polished beads and adding seed beads by 3 until I have 10 units all together. And Norita has a question. If you're using a bigger size cabochon, have to work more units. Does it have to be an even number, right? Well, it does not. It's up to you. Like it's actually easier to hang a drop at the bottom if it's an even number. But mine was originally an odd number. So the 8mm cabochon, it has 11 units around it. So it doesn't really matter. You can have an even number or an odd number. But indeed, if you are using a bigger cabochon, then you need to increase the number of units and, yeah, to do a bit of experimenting. And Joanna says, my bead mat has a small hole from where the dog thought it was a chew toy. I stitched the hole closed and it looks silly. Tanya says, I also have small holes, but the dogs are not to blame. By the way, ladies, do you see my hands sharp at this point? Because as I moved my camera down, I have a feeling that it can't focus that well. So please let me know if you prefer me to have the camera a little bit further away, or if this is okay how you see it at the moment. And if you need any more explanation about prismatic right angle weave at this point and how I'm building the units, because I'm very happy to do that. If you don't need, then I will just talk silly things. But if you want some actually useful information, then just let me know, please. Oh, Sherry needs to get more rivolis. That's not a bad idea. But it means, I'm sad that you don't have rivolis at this moment, but it means that you were a very productive beader lately. So you probably have lots of new nice pieces of jewelry, Sherry. Okay, someone says that for her it's difficult. Can you please also, other beaders, let me know how do you see it, because because I can't tell from the picture. Alice is asking if there is a left-handed version today. Not today, I'm sorry. I didn't have time to do it. When I'm having workshops, then recently I started to do also like left-handed illustrations. So when it's possible, then I like to include them. I know that they help many beaders in following the illustrations. But yeah, I have to say that this month was a little bit like, yeah, 12 tutorials. So I'm sorry, I'm very sorry, but there are no left-handed illustrations today. Joanna says, it helps to see your hands for me anyway to know I'm beading in the correct direction. Okay. But do you see it sharp? I'm on my 5th unit at the moment. I think I will just a little bit. Yeah, there are a lot of blingy things actually today on my beading mat. I was recording a video earlier this day for a new, actually to accompany a new tutorial that I am preparing. It is a bead embroidery tutorial, and it will have, besides the printable file, I think in this case it will be very helpful also to have the recording. Okay, so Joanna says that as long as she has the cheater glasses on, it is good. Okay. Yeah, Kata says, oh, new embroidery. Yes, indeed, you know which one, right? By the way, Kata shared a mushroom soup, a wild mushroom soup recipe with me yesterday. And today I bought the mushrooms to make it for tomorrow's lunch. So I'm really, really looking forward. Thank you so much. It was actually a really nice moment today. I went out for a walk, and usually I don't go places these days, but I just picked up mushrooms, wild mushrooms, at the first booth at our local market. I didn't have to go through the market. I just don't feel good between so many people these days. But it was so nice. I just stopped there and could observe like my favorite sellers and just kind of like as if it was normal life. However, like the reason why I'm not going to the market these days also is that we actually have a new, like, really cool application launched recently. So I can order online from my favorite small businesses in the area, also from the market. It's amazing. So I see like, okay, I'm ordering potatoes from Yusuf. I'm ordering mangoes from Mary. So I still can support my favorite local small businesses, and I love it. But today it felt really good to at least see them again. And Sherry says, "You are teasing us with the embroidery." I actually started to, I'm sorry, Sherry. I actually started to put together the kits for it because they're real big kits and they are nearly done. Yvette and Monica were working on them in the warehouse yesterday and today. And I have 4 colors put together. And I might show them to you at the end if you want to see them. So I'm on my 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 unit now. How is it going with the prismatic right angle weave, ladies? I want to make sure that you are okay with it. If you have any questions, then please let me know. I'm here to answer your questions, not only to talk and talk and talk, but primarily to help you with your beading. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm trying to look through the comments all the time so I don't miss anything. Kata was also out shopping for groceries at lunchtime. Thick fog! Oh wow, already. Lynn, hello. Lynn says, not doing project today, starting a new bead embroidery project with my black and silver fog caps and flowers. I'm curious. Joyce wants to see. Okay, Eleanor says that she made the circle already. Wonderful. Lutzka says, never tried this before, but I am fine, looking very nice. I have a little rope till now. Maureen says, going great for me. All this practice has really helped. Kata did the 10 units with 2mm beads. Dear, dear, dear Kata. Just, you know what? Don't cut it. I'm pretty sure that you can make up something with those units made of 2mm beads. Vicky says, when I was fortunate enough to go to Amsterdam 4 times for my job, I loved walking through Wanda Park. That's such a nice place, and it feels so good that you actually were there at one of my beloved places. I live like 5 minutes walking from Wanda Park, actually, to the west. So it is okay. I don't live in the very fancy. I don't live in the fancy area, but is next to Wanda Park. I'm beyond the fancy area, but Wanda Park is nearby. And Susie says, I love this. Looks nice as a beaded rope too. Indeed, totally. You can also just do a simple beaded rope bracelet from this. You don't have to do a bezel, but it's also great for a beaded, for a rope type of bracelet. And Joanna says, the weather station talked about Halloween, a full moon, and a harvest moon this weekend. Strange weather, indeed. By the way, Susie, have you noticed my earrings? They were a gift from Susie many, many years ago. Like 5 or 6, 6, 7. Right there. Pull your smoke FIRELINE through a dryer sheet. That's a good idea. Thank you. Anna is waiting for instructions to close the ring. Oh, Ulla says, yes, indeed, it can be a bangle, totally. Even a several row bangle, I think, would also be nice. A nice and thin beaded rope. Yes. As Tanya says, you need a lot if you are making a full rope. A lot of fire polished beads. But yes, indeed, it's possible. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will bead my 10th unit quickly, and then we are quickly closing the circle. I'm nearly there. Gisela also joined us. Hello, Gisela. I missed the seed bead. I'm sorry. I have to go back a little bit. Susie, are you beading with us, by the way? Did your husband arrive home so he can take care of the kids and you can finally relax a little bit with us? I hope so. So I am adding the last sealing bead for my 10th unit. You know, I always say during my workshops that often the hardest task is to get the number of units right, or the number of beads right. So I am going to count mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 indeed. So we need to have 10 units. And then we are going to bead the 11th unit that will be a connection between the first one and the last one. So now we have a rope like a snake, and we are going to bead, we are going to make a circle out of it. So the floor beads of the very first unit, they will become the sealing beads of the 11th unit that will join the beginning and the end of our rope. And you want to arrange the beads in a way that on the outside edge of your circle there will be 2 beads on top of each other, 2 fire polished beads, and on the inside edge of your circle there will be a single row of fire polished beads. And Sarah, I will show it in a little, that's how you close it in a circle. And as Tanya says, it's the same as with cubic rectangle weave, but only with 3 beads. And kids are watching cartoons, but Susie can bead. So back to beading. I want to build the 11th unit in a way that it connects the first and the last unit. I am exiting a number 11 seed bead, which is the sealing, which is a sealing bead of my 10th unit, but it will become the floor bead of my 11th unit. So exiting a floor bead, I pick up a side bead, which is, in our case, a 3mm fire polished bead. Then I want to make sure that I connect the right number 11 seed bead now. So please make sure that your rope is not twisted. It can't really be twisted because it's sturdy enough. So I locate the number 11, which is the furthermost one from the one which I am exiting at the moment, and I bead through it. It will become the sealing bead of my 11th unit. When I pull my thread, then these two beads get close to each other. So you see, here we are building the 11th unit. Now I need to pick up the second side bead for this wall, and I'm beading through the number 11 that I was exiting before picking up the first fire polished bead. Then, just as before, I continue through the next number 11 round seed bead, and I pick up another side bead, another 3mm fire polished bead. Again, I bead through a number 11 round seed bead that was the floor bead of the very first unit, and I bead also through one of the fire polished bead, the nearest fire polished bead from the previous wall. I'm back here. I bead through the number 11 that I was exiting before picking up this third fire polished. And now, again, I get in position for the third wall, so I bead through this third round seed bead, and then at this point, always when we finish the last wall of a cubic right angle weave or a prismatic right angle weave unit, then we always just fill in the sealing bead, because we use the side bead of the very first wall and the side bead of the previous wall that we have built. So in this case, after beading, after getting in position by beading through the floor bead, I bead up through the very first fire polished that I have added for the 11th unit, and I also bead through the number 11 round seed bead, which will become the sealing bead of this wall. Then I bead down through the fire polished from the previous unit, and again I bead through the number 11 round seed bead, which is the floor unit of this wall. So, Sarah dear, could you make this connection? And everyone, could you make this connection between the first and the very last unit? Gail is asking if she will be able to watch this video again. Yes, indeed, Gail. It will stay online in the Seed Beads and More group. It will stay online on my own Facebook page at the Storytelling Jeweler, and as soon as I have the time to update the list of videos at the No One Has to Be Alone page at the storytellingjewelers.com/no-one-has-to-be-alone/, then you will find all the videos in one place. So don't worry, you can watch it later as many times as you want. Ladies, before I would continue with decorations, then I would like to make sure that you really got this connection, because if not, then I would like to take it apart and I would like to show it to you one more time. But if you have it, or if you don't tell me that you don't get it, then I will just move forward. You have to tell me if you would like to see it one more time. I will drink coffee in the meanwhile while I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, Sarah says she has it. Anna also. Joyce says it's cute. 𝐂𝐋𝐈�𝐂𝐋𝐄 has it. Okay. And Gail is happy. Okay, Shirley's is good. Okay. Okay, Cheryl says, I'm not sure I did it the right way, but it's jointed, looks fine. Great. That's all is important. All that's important. If it looks fine. So, if I'm not getting any requests to repeat this, then I will move on to the decoration part. Or like, actually it's decoration and it has a function also, because this part, what we are going to do now, it will hold the RIVOLI from the bottom, and then we will repeat the same after putting in the RIVOLI. So the bottom and the top are identical. And yeah, it looks good, I think, with all the sparkly true two beads, but it also has the function of closing the bezel on the front and on the bottom too. Marianska need a repeat, so I will quickly undo it and try to show it one more time. So you are beading a unit in the same way as before. However, instead of adding new sealing beads, you will use the floor beads of the very first unit as the sealing. So then it becomes, this rope becomes a circle. So this is my tail, this is my working end of the thread, and here where my working end is, these are the floor beads of the 11th unit. I need to add only the side beads, the 3mm fire polished beads, because I will bead through the floor beads of the very first unit, and those will become the sealing beads of this 11th unit. So we are not adding new beads, just using what we have already attached. I hate threading my needle during a video. I'm always nervous that I will not make it, but okay, it's okay. So I want to connect this number 11 seed bead to the one which is directly at the bottom of the rope under this one. If we imagine this rope, let's be architects again, that it's, for now, it is a skyscraper, how the Renata earrings were. And we want to connect the ceiling of the topmost floor with the floor of the very first level. So I want to make sure that my rope is not twisted, and I don't want to connect this seed bead with this seed bead, because then it would be twisted. But I want to make sure that I am connecting the seed bead, the floor, to a seed bead which is directly in the, well, which is in line with it. So I am exiting a seed bead here, a number 11 seed bead. I pick up a fire polished bead and I bead through the seed bead, which is the floor bead of the very first unit I have made. Then I pick up another fire polished bead, and then I bead. Okay, I managed to shoot it somewhere. Okay, so I pick up a fire polished bead and I bead through the seed bead that I was exiting before picking up the first fire polished. So when I pull it, then you see that there is a little rectangle forming here. Okay, you know what? I will switch to a different color of fire polished beads because then you will see it better. My 11th unit will be of a different color. Let me see. I'm reading the kind comment of Anna and Joyce. Thank you so much, ladies. So I pick up a fire polished for the side bead of my, which will be the side bead of my 11th unit. I bead through the number 11 on the opposite side. I pick up another fire polished for the side bead to become a side bead, and I bead through the original. So this is how it looks like when I pull my thread. The top floor connected to the very bottom by new walls. Marianska, is it all right? So I made this new wall, and then I want to build the second wall of my 11th room. I pick up the third fire polished bead, and then I bead through a seed bead on at the very top of my very bottom of my rope, and I use the side bead of the previous wall to make my second wall. And again, I bead through the original number 11 one more time. I continue, I get in position for the third wall. So I bead through the next number 11. I bead through the very first fire polished bead in this level, in this 11th level. Then I bead through a seed bead, which was part of the very first floor I made. Then again through the side bead that I have just added, and through the original number 11 I was exiting. Yeah, Sarah says that the different sizes. Indeed, imagine it that if you are using the same size and shape of beads for the floor and for the sides and for the ceiling too, then indeed the room that you are beading, it is a cube. But if you are combining different sizes, then imagine that your room, for example, becomes longer or becomes taller, as in this time, that the ceiling and the floor, they are just seed beads, they are tiny, but we are building very, very tall rooms because the fire polished beads are taller. So then the walls are not square shaped anymore, but they are rectangles. Imagine an old building when the ceiling is very, very tall, like some historical building. So someone is asking, Erika, I will also make these beautiful earrings, but I'm waiting for true to fire polished bead. I would like to know that how long fire line you need for one part, so one piece of earring. You know, I'm always working with about a wingspan. And that works fine for me. I'm not really measuring, because if there is, I never use more than that, because then my thread would become just too weak if I'm pulling it too many times through my beads. But yeah, I also don't want to add new thread if I don't absolutely need it. So I always use a wingspan. And if I have left something, then I use it for another project, for bead embroidery, for example. So I'm sorry, but I can't tell exact length. And Cheryl says, I love Crow, but working with 3 instead of 4 confused me for a bit. Not helped by me also working on a 5 bead sided pro rope currently. Vita! Vita is here. So good to see you. First time during a broadcast, I think. I miss you so much, Vita. So, ladies, can I continue for the decoration part, for the top and the bottom? Vita, how are you? We should call soon. I want to hear what's up with you. So, I will continue to the decoration. I will hide this part. Pizza made me style. Now I can't normally speak. I'm just so. Okay, we are adding more beads, and how I am doing it, that I want to cross through a number 11 seed bead towards the center of my motif. Marianske, can you maybe like take a picture and after the class post it in the club, in the storytelling beading club? Then I would be very happy to look at it. If I don't see what's wrong, then it's, I think at this point, very hard to know what's happening. But please take a picture of it, a sharp one, and upload it to the club, and I will take a look at it to see what's happening with you, okay? So I beaded through a number 11 seed bead towards the middle of my motif, and I pick up a true 2 bead, I pick up a DELICA bead, and another true 2. And I will work with, actually, it's kind of, it's raw actually, right angle weave. So I bead out through the number 11 round seed bead, which is to the left from the one that I was exiting before picking up the new beads. And then I bead through the fire polished bead that is between the two of them. And you know, with right angle weave and the family of stitches, we never bead just right away through the straight to the next bead, but first I pick up a 2mm round pearl, and then I bead through the next fire polished bead. And now I want to get in position for now I am adding the next unit here. So again, I bead towards the center through the round number 11 seed bead. I pick up a true 2 bead. I pick up a number 11 DELICA, but instead of adding another true 2, what I'm doing now is that I bead through the true 2 and the number 11 that I have went through already before. And for me, it's easier if I am exiting under the 2mm round pearl at this point. And then, again, I bead through the 3mm fire polished bead that I went through before adding the new true 2 bead. And then I pick up a 2mm pearl and I continue through the next fire polished bead. Sarah says, I have done with 3 in the base with 15 and 11, no problem. I think it's the sad news we got today that makes me unfocused. Sarah, you mean Swarovski, right? I would still not be too sad about it because I am hearing, if it's true, many of you might have heard that Swarovski might stop producing crystals for us beaders, and I'm still not sure that it's true. Somewhere I see like, yeah, it's true, but also some very like people from the beading business who know insider stuff, they say like, no, it's not true. So some of them say it's true, some of them say it's not true. I have not seen an official statement from Swarovski. So respectable sources say it's not true. Also other respectable sources say it's true, but I would not, I don't know. Yeah, also Jill Weissman's, as Cheryl says, Jill Weissman's sales rep says that it's not true. Becky Haley says that it's not true. Also, oh my God, Ashley, the company making coatings of Swarovski, I have just saw it before this broadcast, that they say that it's not true. Someone earlier said that, told to me today that it's true, but I would not panic for now. I hope that, yeah, I hope it's not true. Yeah. There were hoaxes in the Bead Bees earlier, like FIRELINE is going to be discontinued and stuff like that, but I haven't heard official statements about this yet. When I, you know, like I really like to use Preciosa crystals. I'm not in direct contact with Swarovski. I am buying Swarovski through another businesses, not directly from Swarovski. I'm in direct contact with Preciosa. And it happens from time to time that they discontinue something, but I always get an official email saying like, hello, this and this will be discontinued. And also not in a way like today, but they let me know a little bit in advance. So I really think that that is the way also with Swarovski. And yeah, someone would have shown an official email statement if there was one. Okay, I messed up my beating in the meanwhile. Well, I am also like can't focus when I'm talking about the possibility of Swarovski discontinuing stuff, but I think it ends up to be a hoax. So back to Zenobia. I am exiting a fire polished bead. I pick up a true to bead and I pick up a DELICA bead, and then I bead out through a true to bead I picked up previously, the closest one, and then I go to the original fire polished. And then again, I pick up a 2mm round bead. And I continue through my next, ladies, I'm using 3mm round pearls instead of 2mm ones. I thought like, yeah, something is not all right. The bezel does not look good. So I'm sorry. I have to unpick it. And my sister is here checking on us. Hello, Yvette. If we are beading. Good to see you, sister. Kata says, yes, boss. Good to see you. You know, when you order something at the storytellingjeweler.com, then it's my big sister Yvette, and who is putting together orders also with our new colleague Monica these days. But originally, but Yvette is with me for 2 years now, I think, right? Nearly 2 years. And I'm trying to find 2mm round pearls instead of the 3mm ones. Just give me a sec. Okay. The color totally doesn't fit, but this is what I have, just for the sake of demonstration. Oh, yeah, my sister says I'm the same size as you, no big one. Well, big sister in age, but indeed, we are tiny ones. Eleanor says that she has a problem. Do you use the same sizes as me, or did you change any of the sizes for something else? That would explain it. Can you check on it, please, Eleanor? So I'm exiting a number 11, picking up True 2 and Delica, and then I bead out through the True 2 and the number 11 from the previous unit. I bead through the fire polished bead that I was going through before, and then I pick up a 2mm round pearl before I continue here. Like, Eleanor, also please take a picture if you think there is some trouble, and I will look at it like when I will finish the class. But that is like one thought that comes to my mind. Okay. The fire polished. They should be like pretty tiny when you look at it. Then if you look at my motif, then you see that the true twos, if you are using true twos, then they should be pretty tiny compared to the 3mm ones. Okay, I'm making mistakes now today. Otherwise the same sizes, Eleanor says. Like, if you are using 2mm ones instead of true twos, that would mean that they are actually closer together since the Delicas, because the simple 2mm fire polished beads are a little bit bigger as the true twos. Sherry needs to go. Have a great weekend, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining us today. What I'm forgetting, by the way, sometimes I need to go back already like twice, that I also need to go through the number 11 before I would add the true two and the DELICA. So that's very important indeed. And Tanya says, Eleanor, for me, first Zenobia, I hadn't forced to pull the delicas together. So I have added a row of seed beads, 15 between the delicas, just at the front of the Rivoli, not at the back side. Maybe this helps you. That's a very good idea, Tanya. Thank you so much for sharing it with Eleanor. So I'm coming out always like between this 2mm round pearl and the round seed bead, and then I turn to the fire polished bead on the right hand side. Then I add the 2mm round pearl. I bead through the fire polished and through the number 11 seed bead before I would add another true two and number 11 DELICA bead. I'm at my last proper unit. Adding a 2mm pearl between the fire polished ones. And now when I am beading the 11th unit, then instead of adding more true two beads, I am beading through the very first that I added. I pick up a DELICA and then I bead out from the center of the motif through the true two and the number 11 that is also part of the previous little unit. Then I add the last 2mm pearl, and then I'm beading back to the number 11 DELICA beads to the middle, and let me see if I can pull them close together. So now I'm exiting a true two, and it doesn't matter that which way you turn, if to left or right, but you need to bead all around through the DELICA beads. By the way, if you think that you can't pull them very close together when you are beading through them for the first time, then bead around them one more time. I'm actually today also having a little bit of trouble. And what I am noticing now is that it is very important that your bezel is in the right position, that the fire polished beads on the outside edge, they need to be placed directly under each other, because what I mean is that if the angle is not right, that if it's a little bit twisted, then it will not work out. And indeed, I am beading around one more time. I'm actually having trouble getting it a little bit straight. I think it's also the size of the 2mm pearls on the edge that can make a little bit of a difference, since all the manufacturers, they have a little bit of, even if they say it's like 2mm, then there can be a little bit of difference in size. And I'm using now different ones actually than the original 2 versions. So no, I'm not happy today with my motif. And Ula says, I had to wiggle the ring of delicas a bit before they got into a tight ring. Thank you, Ula. That's also a very good idea. I'm actually not pulling. I don't want to pull them too much because it makes my ring deformed, and I will want to bead all around at least 1-2 more times to straighten this. I don't like it. I'm not that happy today. So now what I need to do is that I bead to the front side of my bezel, and I repeat the same after putting in the RIVOLI. And then I will do the same and cover the RIVOLI with the same technique as before. Let me see the comments. 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐊 says, Erika, this is a beautiful pattern. I'm glad you like it. Since I do not own any 2mm beads or true twos, I used 2.5mm bicons for the inner circle and MIYUKI cubes for the outer circle, and it works very well. The RIVOLI sits very tight. The bicons give a shiny look. My colors are totally wild, as I wanted it to be easy to follow the pattern and to bead along. Thank you again. Wow, 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐊, that sounds like amazing. I'm really looking forward to a picture from you. And Shirley says, can't wait to show you mine. I'm absolutely in love with the colors and how pretty it is looking. And Joanna thinks it's necessary to sit on it. For the first time during a broadcast, I say, like, I want to sit on mine too. I'm not. Okay. Now that I wiggled with it, now it's okay, kind of. But yeah, the differences between manufacturers, the sizes, they are killing me. So this is how it looks at the moment. And I am putting the RIVOLI in the middle. And I will repeat the same that I did on the back side. I'm exiting a number 11 between 2 fire polished beads, and my thread is hanging towards the middle. I picked up a true 2. I pick up a DELICA and another true 2. Then I bead outwards through the number 11 on the left from the one I'm exiting. I bead through the fire polished in between, and then I pick up a 2mm 2mm round pearl. I don't pull it too much. I want to get it correct, so I don't pull it too much, so I don't deform my circle, and then I bead through the next fire polished bead and the number 11 face, so my thread is facing the middle of the circle now. I pick up a true two and a DELICA, and I bead outwards through the true two and the round 11 from the previous unit. I bead through the fire polished, and then I pick up a 2mm round pearl. And Anna has to go. So bye, Anna. Have a lovely dinner. And someone is saying, hi, Erika with all capitals, and I don't know who are you. You are writing from the Sit with Zenobia group. I'm very happy to see you, but I don't know who you are. Can you tell me your name, please? My broadcasting program does not see your name if you are writing from a group. I see names if you are writing from a page. Since pages are public on Facebook, groups are closed. So tell me who you are. I'm intrigued to know. And I continue. In the meanwhile, but Bonnie, hello, Bonnie. Bonnie Morgan, right? Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you are doing well. So, are you beading today, Bonnie? And did you follow the bead along, the pro bead along? I hope so. And ladies, please keep me updated. How is it going with the bezels in the meanwhile? And I would love to know what is your idea, how you will use these little bezels. If you will use them as I did in the original that I made earrings, or if you would like to make something else, a pendant or bracelet. For a bracelet you need to bead, of course, a lot of these coin-shaped little motifs, but I think it would be pretty cool. So Mariella says, on my first pair, I changed the fire polished 2 into true 2, but I also tried Toho instead of MIYUKI. Tried check pearls and other brands, so beaded a lot today. The end result is a lovely pair of earrings. Thank you for all the patterns this month. Mariella, thank you for beading with me. And thank you for showing your pictures and sharing the versions that you have beaded. And Bonnie says, love this Zenobia earring set. Yes, I am beading. Great. What are your colors today? And Cheryl asks, can you pro with 2-hole beads? Actually, you can use 2-hole beads for the side beads, but there are like many possibilities. But I can tell you that actually my brain is a little bit like, I am a little bit tired today, so let me not think about it at this point. I will get back to it later. But yeah, I want to finish this bezel. I think I might have needed more. Oh, I still have coffee. I didn't drink the whole espresso, so that's why my brain is tired, I think. And Cheryl says, they remind me of Jeep wheels. Sorry, I built little plastic models of tanks and such vehicles, including Jeeps. My geek beady friend. I so love it that you have so many activities. And Ula also. And Veronica yesterday. I'm so glad that I can also joke about geeky stuff in the group when we are in the other group. And Zuzi loves it. And my sister says to Cheryl, Cheryl, you are amazing. You keep surprising me. Doris, bye. And hello, Mona. Cheryl, by the way, do you mean like you will be the tank? If yes, then you have to show me. I am very curious. And I think it's Bonnie still. She says, this pattern is so versatile. To me, the possibilities are endless, or so my mind says. Like, totally. You can do many, many things with this, I think. You can also combine little motifs, little beaded motifs with bigger beads and make a fun necklace. So that's also one way to use this. And I'm putting in my last 2mm pearl, and then I'm going to connect the delicas to each other, just as on the first side. And Cheryl says, I wish I had the skill to bead one, but no plastic like 𝐅𝐎𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄𝐄 Tamiya kits. Although it's an idea to bead one. I think right angle weave and cubic right angle weave and prismatic right angle weave would be perfect for beading tanks and airplanes. And Ula says, I used to make model tanks and airplanes, but I have none left. When one is creative, then she is creative. Not only with beads, but with all kinds of different stuff. Virginia says, my Jeep wheel looks like a flat tire. I think I need to start over. My sides are not correct. I live and learn for my next attempt. Actually, Virginia, if it gives you any kind of consolation, I have a feeling that today I also beaded a flat tire. I'm so happy with the original I beaded. I have this blue and yellow one, my test piece, and they were perfect. However, today's Jeep wheel, let's call Zenobia a Jeep wheel. We can totally do that. So today's Jeep wheel is a little bit like, could be nicer. I think it's because of the pearls I have used from a different source. So if you are running into that trouble, then what you can actually do, that instead of the pearls on the side, try using something else, like size 8 seed beads, for example, or tiny the 2mm Swarovski bicons. Because I think what I am having trouble with, and also probably some of you, that the pearls on the sides, they push the motif apart. So as you can see, these first two, they are like really nice and tight, but this third one, I wouldn't go to the desert with a Jeep with these kinds of wheels. So I think that might be the problem. But I hope that you get what's important. I hope that I could explain you how this works. And afterward, even if you have to start anew, it happens to everyone that try to play a little bit with the size of the pearls on the side. So if you think that, if you have a feeling that you really need to like push them, then you need to switch to something smaller, because because your purse might be just a tiny bit bigger because of the color coating, or because of a different manufacturer, can be a little bit bigger than the originals. So Chloe is asking for the link. So here it is, dear Chloe. I don't have yet there the October ones. I need some time to update it, but I am collecting everything to the storytellerjeweler.com/no-one-has-to-bead-alone/ you can find all the videos from March up until September. So I would like to thank you for today, ladies. I promise to show you something special actually at the end of the broadcast. So some of you know that I am now working also on a bead embroidered piece called Jenny's J, and it is going to be a pendant. And this is when I took Jenny's J to Dam Square, where she probably sat at one day in Amsterdam. And here are the other versions. And I wanted to show you my progress. So this is the original. I will show it to you through my second camera. So this is the original, already has a pretty tassel. And then there is also a very pretty purple version with a crazy purple tassel. Then I have one with a golden filigree, and it will have a green one. And actually today I started to work on a recording, because the tutorial will also come with a video, not only a PDF. And I'm very surprised, because besides the original kind of crazy color combination, I really like this. And it's black and silver and bronze and beige. And if you know me, then you might know that how much I despise black and beige. But somehow I really think that this is going to be nice, and I am going to include this pretty silver tassel at the bottom, so it's going to be super elegant. And I surprised myself big time. Very, very big time. And what I'm going to do actually during the weekend, we will not have many kits for these, because I have a limited number of these filigrees. However, what I'm going to do tomorrow, that I will put up also the kits and the tutorial, and you will be able to pre-order them before Tuesday. I will put up only work in progress pictures, but if you trust me that they will going to be nice, then you can have the tutorial and you can have the kits for a little bit better price. And on Tuesday, when pre-sale ends and we start to really offering them, then the price will go up, both for the tutorial and for the kits. Like later we will have enough of the filigree. I already wrote today to Yvette to order 50 pieces of filigree from all the colors, but as we are ordering this filigree from a small manufacturer, family style manufacturer, then it always takes sometimes several, like maybe 2 months until they can produce them. So there will be enough of them, but we will have to wait for some more. So those of you who will trust me will be able to have them for a bit better price, and I will put them online tomorrow. So I hope you like them. And Kata says, you did Estrella in black too. So true, but I forgot about it. Like all my black pieces, I try to forget about them. Estrella I did in black because that's where I had enough black cabochons, but not the other colors. But I'm actually putting together more color variations for Estrella too. And Kata says, Sarah Lillian, now the budget is ruined. No, because it will be for a better price than afterward. Alice, yes indeed. Sometime during tomorrow, I will put them online to pre-order. And thank you so much, ladies, for the lovely evening and for all the lovely time this month in the Seed Beads and More group too. And yeah, I think I need to finish my coffee now. And yeah, I really appreciate your enthusiasm and your positivity and your support. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the pictures of jewels you have made this month. Thank you for signing up to my workshops. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the likes, the shares. Thank you for the reviews that you wrote. Thank you so much, everyone. So, wishing you a beautiful weekend. And let's keep in touch, please. See you soon, ladies. Bye-bye.